Good evening, everyone. My name is Jake, and we are here for TF Live AU. I'm here today, again, with Una, or tonight rather, because tonight we have a really special game. We've got a Premier Division game, some of the semi-finals. We have Supervillains playing World Underground, formerly known as WU, or more affectionately known as WU. Both these teams have been around for a while. Una, hello friend, how are you?
I'm good, mate, and I'm actually really excited for this match because I think this might be the closest match semi-final we see in Div 1. Not to discredit Truckstrat, but I think these two teams are a lot closer than I think SV would like, because WU have definitely got a lot better. And if you're not familiar with, I guess, the meteoric rise of WU, they used to be just like a Div 3 team, Div 3 or 4
Just
team.
a regular old Div 4 team. They were Div 4 when it was Div 4. It was a couple of hours ago. I think this is their third hour.
Third hour in a row, and they went from Div 3-4 to Div 1 last season. Yep. And they, I don't know, they really stepped it up. They got a couple players who, I guess, there's no way that you haven't seen them in pugs, given how much they play, which is Cindy and Fake.
Yeah, absolutely. They actually replaced. They had the same team composition up until the start of this season, and then they've replaced 4 players out of the blue. So if you would like it, it is a trial by fire, but they are all very experienced players. We'll do a rundown of the teams now, because these fellas are just, getting ready and getting it. I think our first map is going to be Granary tonight. We'll be followed up by Viaduct, Pro Viaduct, obviously, and the decider will be Snakewater.
Hopefully we get to it.
I hope so too.
Honestly, I don't mind my voice disappearing a bit.
I was honestly having a great time. We casted just the other day. We saw just a regular OWL match, or the last week of OWL matches before it. We had a 5-4, 4-5.
Yeah.
It ended up being a draw. It was a serious thing. Go hit up the VODs if you want to check that out. And that was also me and Una. And yeah, no, it was
I hope
very
it's some type of gift we have. We just turn games into absurdly close.
That would be something special. But I'll give you a chance to talk. Why don't you run us through the teams, starting with the pocket from Supervillains?
Sure. So for Supervillains, if you're not familiar, this is more or less a remake / redo of One Direction. And now it's a little bit different. So the start of the season, it was not Epson Pocket, but tonight, I imagine, unless something very strange happens, he will be their pocket. Their roamer is Buddha, formerly of Rewound / no, that is their name, Rewound fame. Spaceman, who used to be in a couple of different... Yeah, Winterfall was the Div 1 team, and a couple other Div 2 teams. Snowblind and Smoglet are their scouts, and Q, formerly of, I guess, the Maverick teams, whatever they've been called.
Yeah, the various association of teams just owned and run by Maverick.
More or less.
Yeah.
And then on the WU side, we've got Paulson on the pocket, Rain on Roma. Rain also formerly from Rewound, and Paulson formerly from 1D. You have their medic is...
I think it's Colin Chen. His alias.
Oh, Colin. There you go.
It is Colin Chen. Who used to... I can't quite remember which team he played for. It wasn't Rewound.
He's just moved up a bunch, and he's, I think, slotted in well with this team. And you've got Fake Cindy on Scout and Demo respectively, and their final scout is Prime.
It is Prime,
also formerly of Rewound. So both these teams have like a bunch of Rewound players on each side, because Snowblind used to play for them as well. It's actually really interesting just how many...
All the former teammates. I mean, I kind of expect in at least in the amount of time that these guys have been around, you'd expect to run into you'd expect to run into a couple of players that you've played with in an opposing team. But I think there were at least 5 players that have all played together.
Even Buddha's a Rewound player. Yeah,
and Buddha
it's actually really interesting. It's really interesting that these guys have all played with each other, a lot of them, in one respect to one another, and this is like the format they end up in. Like, I don't think many people saw WU looking like they do now at the start of the season, because you have to remember they used to have like Render
and RevSkank as well.
Yeah, RevSkank ages ago, and Zombify.
Zombify, that was right. I was trying to think. I can't remember if he was a scout or something.
He was a scout. He was a scout. So
along with Fake. And he was just he was saying actually like that's the lineup of World Underground that most people would be familiar with, and it's really just at the start of the season.
Mako on Medic.
Mako. Oh wow, okay, this was a long time ago. I can't. It's really been almost a year.
That was their first season. And the only reason they don't have Zom and Render is because both of them wanted to play a different class / take a season off. Zom for personal reasons, Render just want to play a different class. So I think it's really interesting that this is how they end up. And I don't know what it'll look like in the future.
I'm not sure if Render will come back or not. Render's currently playing Demo Man for... Oh, no, there might be Revscan. No, it is, in fact, there's Revscan who's playing for a Div 5 team. Render is also playing for a different Div 5 team. And apparently we forgot about Ruik in the Woo lineup, because I think he was definitely in there at one point or another.
Yeah, that's right.
This was before Cindy Man. Cindy Man was not always their demo. I think Cindy is about a season old. He definitely played for Woo last season.
No.
I'm not sure he played in the original.
Ruik was definitely the medic. Ruik was definitely the medic, and always been Cindy. So that's why it's so amazing, because Cindy was like best demo last season. So he's gone from just like a Div 3 demo to the best demo in Australia, New Zealand. So that's really impressive.
It's good. I'm a little hyped. I'm a little hyped
too.
These guys are good. I'm really expecting something, at least something moderately special. Granary, as always, is, you lose the mid, you lose the last, but Viaduct, we get to see Viaduct, we get to see good sniping. I'm always a fan. Get some drama going on. Cop is actually my favorite.
I think what could be really interesting this match, and what I think it comes down to, because I think Spaceman and Cindy, I'm going to say more or less trade-off. I think Cindy has a slight edge if you're going to give it to anyone.
You sure? Okay.
Yeah,
I thought I would have had it on Spaceman. I think Spaceman is a very experienced.
I think it will be shown one way or another, but I think what this game is really going to come down to is it going to be Epps or is it going to be Paulson that really takes over as pocket? Because I think the scouts more or less are...
I think I'd call them even, yeah.
Even out.
Snowblind, some of them.
Snowblind is really, really good, but at the same time I think Prime can be really good as well, so... Not sure.
Did Snowblind at any point? Did one of them have a trial run? Was it Smorglet, perhaps, who had a trial run with IM briefly?
No, it was Snowblind actually did play with them for a while.
That was a while ago.
Yeah, and then they got Antwa back, so they dropped him. So.
Right. But yeah, no, obviously, I mean, if you're playing with Australia's best team, it's a great level of experience. The IM level on which no one else is, and that is the reason why IM are actually undefeated, I believe, in Div 1.
Here we go.
Sure. Oh, okay, well, great. We're getting under. You can do the takeoff, man.
No worries. So it's just a pretty standard Granary rollout. Let's see which demo gets there first. I think it might be Cindy.
I still have my money on Spaceman. I'm trusting Spaceman. Don't let me down.
And Cindy's already in up top.
Looks like it's a garage.
Spaceman stuck in garage at the moment.
Nice offensive jumps here. I'm not sure who that is.
SV just taking all of the point at the moment, though, even though Cindy got there so early.
And it was
all
actually...
of them in the back corner.
Oh, death corner. But they're actually defending pretty well. They've taken 3 out. And Q actually goes down, just on the flanks. I was not actually paying attention. I was watching all that spam flow into death corner. Jesus, I think Cinderella Man just did about 300 damage with Sticky as a small Snowblind just flew into corner. Snowblind doing a little bit. I don't think they're intending to lose that.
No, that was...
Supervillain.
They had all the position, but just players kept dropping for them. And eventually Spaceman picked the medic, which I guess is the only good trade-off for them. But they should have had that mid. They lost 2 players really early, though, that I feel like they could have avoided losing. I had
a strange glitch with my HUD, but I saw Buddha taking really aggressive positioning on the red crate, one of the forward crates. And he just had great, outstanding position. Oh, actually a re-entry on the right side.
SVX is in.
Without Oop, they take down Rain pretty far.
Oh, here we go. Now they're trying to make up for it. They actually destroy them in Death Corner this time.
Ooh, Paulson double with the shotgun, making them pay the iron price. He tries to escape.
Oh, Crit's coming in through garage on Cindy.
This was actually a play the entire time. They don't find anything.
Oh, this is going well.
Oh, he gets Buddha.
What is it?
Now it's even, but Snowblind manages to get Colin and Cinderella Man. And oh wow, okay.
Being chased.
Oh, is he able to get out? He's on 31. Another rocket will do it.
I think he's going to get out.
Oh wow.
That's a really good...
I think Rain's going to be... That was Rain, of course. I think he's going to be quite disappointed with himself. I mean, that was a sitter of a kill. He trapped the man, didn't bounce it, and missed with the final rocket.
No. Sucks.
A surprising re-entry. I was not expecting that.
I think what they wanted to do there is say, well, look, neither of us have Uber. We think we can out-TM you guys, so we're going to take you on. and now they're marching out with full Uber charge, and Wu, they're only at 50%. This could go really badly if they're too forward.
They did, of course, lose Colin in the crits in Garage to a Snowblind who just went hack, traded with his life for Cinderella. A little bit of a re-entry on the right side there by Buddha. Now being exchanged with Epps. But they're just doing a little bit of rotational harassment, looking to enter in. There it is. Rain goes down fairly quick.
Oh, looks like the Wu boys are going to back out with the Uber here. They've only lost one player for it. That's actually a great trade.
It is a fantastic trade. Rain was obviously out to make himself annoying, try and pop the Uber early. And now
they're
the
entering now
on there. Watch for the soldier on the balcony. Oh, he jumps a bit up. Buddha gets smashed down. I'm having a bit of an issue with my HUD. Can't quite tell who's who right now, but it doesn't matter.
That's okay.
Nice positioning by Fake. Just barely manages to take Snowblind.
That's that we always. I think it's a general consensus. 1 kill with the Uber is like a passable Uber, but 2 kills is really good once you're in this sort of tier. Because if we can get 2 kills, it really opens up the map. 1 kill just kind of doesn't always.
Wouldn't cut the mustard in terms of we can now have a clear advantage and we can put. And certainly they're only like 10 seconds away from Uber here, so I don't know, I think the Wu boys need to be a bit more careful. Colin could get really caught out here if they just burst out of Garage. Looks like they're heading out of Zep. Colin is far back on the left. I don't think the danger is for him.
Yeah, they're going to go all the way around right here. Q is actually quite low.
Okay. Q actually re-enters into 4. Try and get some health, maybe go out a left side. The positioning for Colin was quite advantageous there.
Yeah, they're in a good spot. If SVU's at this point, it's not a good idea. Yeah, it's not a good idea.
Especially, I think the onus is definitely more on SV right now. I mean, they've lost a bit of tempo. There's just some harass going on the right side, no fear. They've lost a lot of their tempo. They were going to be looking to break the momentum, and I think I think it was a bit of a shock. The mid was a bit of a shocker. Certainly, it was a bit.
Yeah, it was a bit of a mess the way they did
for Snowblind, in particular, who was just making some faces at the end of the mid, or into the first mid fight. And now it's the great turtle game. This point right here. I'm not sure if they'll take it Z or...
Yeah, we were trying to get up top with their 2 soldiers here, and they're going to try and get up top and push SV back without actually using Uber.
They do smell a rat, but there's no one positioned in staircase.
Buddha's watching it.
And they've taken it for free. Okay,
yeah, they have got up there. They have got up there, but this is still very difficult to just walk out of.
Yeah, it's extremely difficult.
Cindy really low, don't know. SV had popped.
Oh, gee. I think there was a force by Cinderella Man out in Z. And he does not go down, he stays alive.
Paulson has trapped Epps. That's a great pick.
Epps is down. Cinderella Man has to get back. I think he snagged up the HP kit.
Buddha picks off the soldier going up top, but this is still an easy take. Oh, maybe not.
They're still going to get the point though. So Fake ensures the forward spawns, and really, that's all it needs. You don't
SV just need a delay here.
Yeah.
They got a delay. Epps has got to get up. They've got spawn advantage on blue to a degree, and Rain can't sniper. So they're going to be trying to get a pick off here and then pushing in with Uber and hopefully a player advantage.
Definitely a touch of a defensive kind of play. I think they understood. Maybe they thought they were just a little bit behind on Uber, but in fact they're just a little bit in front on Uber. So there'll be a decent chunk, in fact, about 20%.
Yeah, I'm surprised they got so much. Maybe I guess SV not grinding at all, which is a bit. They started now, but I don't think they're going to take advantage of this anyway.
Rain,
they probably don't realise.
Taking the difficult shot on the pipe.
Yeah, just wants to pick that heavy.
Definitely a harder angle to hit here. And I know he doesn't want to commit into this front because, of course, there is a scout on box outside. Ooh, my HUD is all aimed in.
This is going to be it.
Yeah, he's looking for it. Oh, he misses from point blank. A little bit of a shame. He actually nearly died, so I think that was Butter in the window there.
Yeah, this is not the situation I imagined. I thought it would be the other way around at this point. I thought SV would be pushing last with this exact same.
Yeah, with the similar loadout, especially the snipe.
Yeah, like Snowblind or something.
The pick on the heavy is going to open it up. I'm watching Smoglet right now. He's stepping tediously close to the line of sight. Paulson's there. Actually, Colin is standing behind the sniper. Oh,
pick him.
Rain misses a second shot. And unfortunately, he gets picked off.
That's the thing. It doesn't matter.
Snowblind goes down in response. I think that was
does matter though. Rain should just come up soldier here, and they can push last with the player ad.
They're definitely going to try and force him.
He does come up soldier. I think they're going to push immediately right here. Paulson's just trying to get some space.
I called him Chen because he's a healer. Colin are in position to do something extreme, but I don't think they might be waiting it out. I might think they're being scared of the heavy.
This is still, I'm still so in shock right now. I think the SV boys have been shocked as well because I didn't expect Wu to come out the gates.
A jumper on the left side here, lands a single rocket, isn't able to get much.
Just trying to force Q. He is only on 40 health.
It was nearly enough, but the focus was there.
Buddha trading on
Prime
the point.
died. Okay, Buddha actually died to Cindy there on the push, which might actually screw up SV's push right now.
They are going to try and walk in this.
And here are the spawn.
Yeah, I think they'll be able to take this. Cindy's trying to slow it, but he's actually quite exposed. He doesn't have the healer near him. They could use Uber in this corner. He's only on 90 health.
There are no stickies and no support, not a lot of position. And there's not much to be had. So instead they just fall back. And I think that might be what you really have to do. Especially when you don't have one player, you've got 5 players. You can't afford to fight on fourth point given the proximity of their respawn. They were really quite close. They just jumped straight in. But no utils.
Oh, Q
suicide!
down.
Q
Wow,
dies to Rain.
Big pick.
I missed it. That's unfortunate. Snowblind makes him
bomb
pay.
by Rain.
And Epps goes down on the edge there. So I'm expecting
That's going to be the play. They're coming in right now.
So they're just going for it straight up. The heavy on the pipe is in danger immediately. He's jumped by Paulson. Can't quite get out.
Forced him out.
Just barely out. About 50 health there. And meanwhile, the fight on the other side.
Colin goes down.
Snowblind gets fake. Buddha manages to get taken out. Unfortunately,
Rain
it's
coming in again.
Rain with the re-entry.
The heavy's
from
just doing so much work.
Oh, of course, the re-entry. And I can't believe it. Q still alive.
Wow.
Through all that aggression, the rotation.
Wow. He respawns, comes up, and he's now got a 40% ad because they just didn't get forward enough on that Uber. That's basically what happened. Cindy was just too far back.
I thought he would die a second time there. I really did.
Yeah.
Just with the positioning from Wu on the offensive, they had a soldier on high, and they just couldn't do enough. And the heavy got away, 55 health. A correctly hit shotgun would have cleaned him up pretty easily. Nice fallback from Smoglet.
That was just, to be honest, that was just a poorly executed push. After the great bomb that Rain did, to have like their demo just too far back, all that time focusing the heavy and not killing him is really bad.
And they force Wu out of a courtyard, bloodless of course. Wu cannot afford to do. And they're going to take it straight out and go. Forced quite early by the stickies from Cinderella Man, but advance across the point. And
no
will
kills
take
with
it
the
pretty
Uber.
comfortably, but no kill. And no Colin.
They actually have Smoglet on heavy.
They still have him. He hasn't changed since the last point.
To be honest, I don't think he wants to. I think the idea is we need to slow down the Wu flank and a heavy can do it.
Maybe it was
just look at where he's positioned. I think he's going to do like the drop on them once they try and push through that garage door.
Is this an Abenda dream? The Abenda
definitely. Uber's used by Wu.
Nice rocket deflection there. Kills Paulson.
Snowblind picks up Paulson. Wow.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
But
there was
Buddha's
a nice
been spotted behind. He's going to go down for sure.
Ooh, a little bit sneaky. Can he get out there?
Maybe.
I don't think Rain is looking in the right direction.
Spaceman
now here comes
really low. Oh,
from
Smoglet.
Smoglet and Buddha doing a ton of damage. Snowblind and Buddha go down. Spaceman cleans up Prime. And the fallout was called by Colin.
No meta for Wu.
No.
Yeah.
Not a single player, but they kept the demo man, so they might be able to force something.
They kept Demo Soldier Scout.
And now all of a sudden, the advantage of Smoglet on heavy. That's actually going to be a little bit more helpful to SV.
I think it's really not as good inside second because you have to get around the doorways, and heavies just aren't good at once. Like, they know he's up, they know he hasn't died, so trying to get through those doorways without copying all the spam is going to be really difficult. But
what do you think about the serious Uber advantage? Do you think they might be able to abuse that somehow?
We were in a really good spot. We are in a really good spot. I think SV will cap the point, but unless they try and go really forward right now, which they are.
Nice take by Epps on the high ground. Snowblind goes down on the down on the edge, and actually suddenly looking a little bit contentious right now.
Wow.
Cindy gets Epps and Buddha with pipe and a roll. Spaceman gets in, and the use was there.
They should have just. What should have happened there? Should have multied and just forced them back.
Are you sure it was used? No, I'm seeing 100 on Buddha. Did you mean the sticky trap, the blown?
No. There should have been a use. I just can't believe they didn't use the Uber there by SV. Okay. It would have been the best way of them taking that point. But I guess they wanted to hold it for last, but that greed put them out, and they lost a lot of players.
Well, now they have the heavy holding mid, which is perhaps back to the same status they had before. I'm not so sure they can push out like this. I'm thinking that it'll be a little bit of aggressive.
Wow.
Oh my! Rain makes a play, but unfortunately gets stabbed out by Epps and Q. And now the Uber in through Z. They do pop just a touch early, but it's a negligible difference. The real difference is that Rain is now down, Prime soon to follow. Epps manages to get the kill. And now they're stacking up on 4. They're going to take it.
They
just
do get
a
it
tiny
now.
Uber advantage, but the aggression
Epps just going
from
straight
Supervillains,
into last.
unrelenting. They know they're missing
this
2
is,
players.
This is the best way for them to take it. Don't wait for Uber, just straight up kill them.
But they're playing very passively off the point. Doesn't matter.
Oh,
they're
they've
going to
got
clean
this.
up slowly. Well played. It's basically there. I mean, I think Supervillains saw the opportunity to take it, and they did. 2 players down for Wu. Just can't lose those kinds of players.
Yeah, SV just did the same thing we did way back when they tried to initially repush the mid. They said, we've got better DM, we're not going to wait for Uber, we're just going to kill you right now. And we get another mid, and Cindy has beaten Spaceman just. Spaceman coming out of garage again. Cindy up top, really taking
Double
an
sticky
aggressive
on
position.
the scouts there. And there is a Roma on the crate. He jumps a balcony, gets denied in so much of a amazing
Cindy down. Really
Buddha gets
forward with that
trashed.
heal.
Cindy gets trashed because both scouts were dealing with the Roma. And now the trading has begun. Rain taken out by Snowblind, Spaceman on the cleanup. They get done out by Fake.
It seems like we were in a much better position, but they're not killing players fast enough. This could
I think
turn
there's
around.
something going down a corner. Paulson died. That'll maybe signal a fallout areas. Colin just trying to edge out with his scout. They are on 100%.
Well, just
But
when I thought,
Will,
they're
the aggression,
chasing. They're
Snowblind
going to take it the
chasing
medic
up.
here. Fake's
Nice positioning.
probably going to go down.
Snowblind actually lives with 2
Smuggler
health there.
forces the pop.
There is a force.
Wow.
I think Colin was
That's
maybe
huge.
moving forward again, and it just had to pop
Yeah, he
straight
got back
off
to
the
the
bat.
heavies. Got back to his heavy classes. Thought he was safe, and then Smorgot comes out of nowhere. That's a really big play. That's just as big as Rain forcing the pop way
He
back.
didn't stop to touch the health kit, so he had
Nope.
beneath 100 health and didn't want to risk. I think it was a technically correct pop, but it is a disaster, of course. Oh, engagement on the right side.
Yeah,
Rain was
someone
looking
trying to come
against
out.
It was a drop-down play, was it?
That's probably the best thing you can do at this point. You just because they've got the 100% Uber, you really just want to slow them.
Yeah, it's definitely a good try.
Are going up top. They're trying to do the same thing we saw Wu try and do before, which is get up top and force them out without using. And I think this is going to be successful, to be honest.
Buddha
It
gets
looks
picked by a sticky trap.
Yeah, Epps
Just
just looks
on
like
rolling.
he really wants to use this through top.
And
I
now,
think he might just go.
They might contemplate. They don't want to make the same mistake they made last time.
If they wait
that
too
Wu
long, they're
made
going to
last
get Uber though.
Here we go though. Buddha is up in one, so they're
Straight
just
up
going
to
to go.
Colin. Oh, he
Ooh.
gets the Uber. Wow.
Colin just gets there, about 90%.
big.
It is very
He's going to
big.
go down here. This push is not going to happen. It's just not happening.
Absolutely not. Epps gets Rain on the tail end of things.
A
little bit of aggressive positioning.
Wow, Smoglet nearly dies.
Fake. Oh dear, Fake. In fact, dashed in with no one to support.
We were
Now
just
here comes
struggling
the
to
med
retake
comp.
this, even with heals. This is, not great.
It's a little bit of a disaster, but it's okay.
Wow,
They're gonna keep
Smoglet
the Uber
picks
there.
off.
Suddenly Paulson managed to kill off. Suddenly Paulson, gets killed off by Smoglet, and now
And SV
aggression
just straight
again.
back in, just like
What's
I said.
going on here? This
Let's
is
not
actually
wait for
Turbo.
Uber.
Turbo
Let's
is
just
still
beat
in
them.
this team. They're just going to go for it. They find Cinderella and Fake.
This is
They don't
another
even
round.
care. They just go for it.
Yep.
What happened there?
Well,
Wu had the
same thing as
positional
last round,
advantage
man.
and
They
the
just
Uber
said, we
advantage.
don't care.
They don't care. They just do
We
what they
don't care.
please. They're the villains. They just do it. They had no Uber advantage. They had one player still coming up. Although I guess Wu in the same right had 2 players coming up. So it's just
I think
barely
Cindy's
there.
going to beat him to mid again, but I feel like Cindy's position last mid didn't do that much damage.
It's another balcony roller, and this time Spaceman's gone normal.
Just the...
Cindy
Old.
actually taking some very aggressive
Yeah,
positioning.
he's really forward without heals.
2
He's
soldiers on the
backed out
garage
completely.
crate.
Spaceman doing lots of damage.
Epps jumps in, finds Rain. Prime
down,
kills
though.
Spaceman. Buddha goes down. Already things looking a touch awkward for the
Colin's
Wu boy.
down for Wu.
Colin goes down. That'll secure. And Smogler gets
They're also
Cinderella.
low.
But can they do it?
Snow
It's
has to kill
Snowblind
up
and
3
Q,
players on his own.
who has
It's
to
just
get
not
there.
going to happen.
He baits in.
Oh, look at those healths.
Exactly. That's why I was
9,
saying they all stopped to
34,
focus Smogler.
25.
Because they knew if they went for the med, that Smogler was going to get the kills.
Fake's chasing here, but
Not
backs
gonna get
out.
him.
Backs out. Good decision.
But
You're not going to
three-
get him there.
3 even medium shots there, and Snowblind would have died. So I think the focus was more on taking the players and letting Q escape with his life, although he is very lucky. And then, in fact, I'd say Smorglet was quite lucky enough to get at least a kill there. There were some low players. So it's barely Wu's mid by a matter of almost, I'd say, 75 health across the spread of 3 players. It's not a lot, but they're going to look to hold. They won't have too much trouble. Colin has been grinding with Prime this whole time. What? Okay, there was a sticky trap on Garage. No one checked. Q goes down. Drops the Uber. Boom. 4 down for Supervillains right now. Smorglet. What a disaster. That was absolutely disgusting that no one checked.
Filthy.
Absolutely disgusting. I would not expect that at this level at all.
So filthy, I had to clean my monitor.
Oh god. I mean, and of course it's absolute disaster now because SV are rolling things like an engineer. They're just desperate. And there's no chance that Wu are going to let up after a big advantage like that. They're just going to walk straight out. Oh, okay. Nope, they're just going to take their time. But that's fine. They have a decent-sized Uber advantage. There's the Uber. Out of top. They jump right on the cube, but the sentry is denying and Rain goes down straight away. Buddha going down, and for some reason Q is actually far forward on the right side. Paulson trying to get out. Nice! Oh, Colin actually picks up a kill on Snowblind there. And it's a 4-on-3, or 4-on-4 fight actually, but most of the players are sequestered back into the 4th point. And Wu somehow failed the miracle push with 100% Uber advantage.
Damn.
The engineer actually did a lot of work. I think Rain thought he could get the kill there. A bit of a surprise sentry.
Yeah,
just level 2 in time.
Good idea. Really good class switch to get, not to go sniper or heavy, but to really switch it up.
Great awareness.
I mean, they had heavy the last couple rounds, and now SV have Uber, but they've used through top.
Oh my!
It's real aggressive.
This was an immediate thing, and they're going to be looking to walk a single soldier. No. Okay, I was thinking they were just going to do that, just a regular 4th Uber, where they, Uber a single soldier through the left door and try and take the map, or do damage to the team, but they're just going to get the point and back on.
Back in.
Re-Ubering now. Paulson
Not
jumps
sure if they're
ahead.
going to get anything here.
Ooh. Paulson finds nothing. It's a blank. It's actually a double
SV
Uber.
going to use back in here, I think.
Buddha comes back in. Cindy goes down quite early and fakes a follow. Low players on Wu. Colin goes down and Paulson primed here. And Colin, Jesus Christ, he can't quite believe his eyes.
That was a real blur.
It's an insane amount of aggression that's coming out from Supervillains. They say, you know what, we don't particularly care that we don't have an Uber. We're just going to pick a fight. And I think they're comfortable doing that in ways that Wu just aren't. Maybe Wu is more used to the structural push. And, okay, I have an Uber, you have an Uber, now we can go, we have an ad, therefore we're going to throw things at you. Oh, sorry, other way around. Or you have an ad, we're going to throw things at you. Supervillains just say, okay, we're just going to go. We don't care.
I think SV recognise, our talent lies in winning the scrappy fights, so let's take them whenever we can. Which is why they're pushing really aggressively, even right now with Uber. And Rain down, Fake down. There's an easy mid for them.
It's a very easy mid. I think it was just there to force Q, not finding anything, but there was a deliberate suicide.
I think Snow was trying to pick the med there, but I don't know if... Yeah. I think that's a good idea, because they're only about a couple seconds away. So this is going to be like another Uber versus Uber onto Courtyard, but not sure exactly how. I don't think we've seen one of these yet, actually, these teams, but should be interesting to see how they hold it.
Actually nearly dies in Garage there. Eats a pipe. Oh my! Q gets ambushed. There was an Uber on the right side. He drops Uber. He wasn't even looking. He was facing right yard. Did not expect it. And a rocket. Pop goes the Weasel. Absolutely destroyed. And he just wasn't. No one was looking in the left direction.
Yeah,
the pocket was facing, perhaps, I think he was facing the corner, but they arrived. The pocket and the pocket combo from Wu turned the corner at the exact moment that Q was at corner, and that was just some seriously bad timing. Unlucky, I would say, but there was obviously a little bit of a bit of keenness on the part of Q to get out there.
Yeah, what basically happened was they tried to walk out left, and they're running away from the spam, and they're looking at the direction the spam was coming from, not expecting a soldier to just be there. And then Colin
goes down.
Wow.
What happened? It was another sticky trap.
That's
man. And that was one on
copyright. Spaceman copyright.
I didn't even see where it was. I thought it was on Rolly. Now there's aggression back outside for Snowblind and Buddha both
just pushing out. It's a good.
I think it's just to clear out Courtyard so they can take it when all their players are here. There's a little bit of action going on in the other games right now, just while we have a quiet moment. I think it's going poorly for Sif in the Div 2 finals. I'm trying to keep track of as many finals as I can, so we have, because there are a couple of games being played right now, all the way from Div 1 to Div 6. This is the Premier Division, this is the best of Australian Team Fortress. Some of the best players from Team Fortress, but of course, thank you for watching, even if you're not part of the elite scene. If you're a first-time viewer, welcome. This is TF Live. We have an entry from left side. Epps jumps in, gets pushed away.
Straight in, really aggressive here.
No worries, they say. We have 50%. We're going to do it without 50%, but we're doing it with 50. Rain dies quite early. There is the
Uber here. This is a good Uber. I think they're going to get some picks here.
I think so too. Oh, but it's not enough. Smoglet manages to get...
so low.
Smoglet gets a little bit of damage on Colin, but it's not enough.
Colin's got Uber now.
You said it was a great Uber. I think it was a great Uber for the pocket. It's a great Uber for the pocket,
but
no, it didn't. The damage wasn't there. And Snowblind, that doesn't quite find enough damage.
Uber forced by Buddha. That's a really good play by him, and I think he actually might get out. Maybe.
Oh,
that's a great force.
Oh, okay. Paulson dies, but it's still worth it. It's still worth it. They're going to be able to
trying to repush, but now they've got like a 40% disad. Oh, this is real good aggression.
I thought they'd be able to take that for sure. And look at this, all of a sudden, Cinderella Man gets 3. Colin manages to live, though barely.
Only 2
team
up.
Soaking up shots, the aggression, unrelenting. And finally, there we go, we're going to see the tank.
Oh, Q gets an Uber with the saw, but he dies just as he gets it. Wow.
Lovely little bone saw there.
We had like deja vu there. We had the same situation twice.
Spy. Don't mean to alarm you, but there is a spy in the field. He's actually disguised. I think he got spotted. Yeah, he's taking some damage and actually backed out now. And Buddha and that went down. Sorry, I thought we were just going to be able to take that. After the Ubers had all expired, they had a lot of damage going on Supervillains, and Supervillains didn't really have the possession. And I thought they were just going to do a soft retake, or at least a soft keep.
Smoglet forces Uber.
I think there was another trap there. I didn't even see it.
Jesus.
Oh, man.
That was the spy force.
Ah, that was the spy force. Okay. So the spy that they knew was there managed to force the Uber regardless. And I'm not sure how that happened. I heard a pwing, as if like, you know, it was like a multiple stickies hitting an Uber target, and I was like, excuse me.
Just the backstab. I think he turned around and saw him at the last second and just popped.
A bit of a nervous reaction. Of course, there's no danger of dying to a spy who's in your face, unless you turn your back. It's unfortunate. Usually. I've seen some pretty obscene things in Z Connect. Oh my.
They're trying to get out here, SV, with the Uber. They don't want to use here. They want to take this without popping. And I think they will. They're going to pick this Roamer off in Rain.
Ugh. Rain, I think, he had forward positioning, but Q has to pop anyway. Collins is on 98%. Oh, he barely got it in time.
Great Uber.
Oh my god. He literally must have been spamming right-click there. There's absolutely no way he was intending to do that. And wow, Colin actually saying hello to a red scout on the left side. In the meantime, Supervillains clean and green player. My attention is on the medic, but Snowblind and Buddha and Smoglet, between the three of them, just smashed the rest of the primary course. Primed and fake. Eat absolute
This should be another round for SV. That's unbelievably good scout play and Roma play to turn, you know, what should have actually been... I guess I expected Wu to just turn that fight around when they got Uber at the last second, but the scouts just came in post-Uber and destroyed.
Alright.
And I actually feel kind of proud, because that's what I kind of predicted SV would do.
It's actually... I mean, I think it's great attentive play by SV. They know exactly where they can go. And more importantly, Snowblind and Smog that are just saying, you know, we're going to give it a go. We're going to go in. We're going to try and get damage. And they're moving as an aggressive formation, smashing through, you know, setups from Wu. We just saw the team switch, by the way. The team switch, my apologies.
Yeah. So now just 2 more for SV or 5 for Wu.
5 for Wu, and it's not as if Wu can't. I think it's not as if they can't. They've shown us they can, in fact. It's that SV have the superior loose play. If you can imagine TF2, you know, outside of an Uber play, we could call that loose play. Superior or set plays could be, you know, okay, Uber push in the garage, right side, out into fourth. Whereas loose play would be in between Uber. And actually, the damage coming out from Smoglet is absolutely gross. There are a couple of drops in that game. Speaking of Smoglet forcing drops, there are actually a couple of drops there. It was just really good. Really good play by him. I'm still surprised he managed to get the force pop on Colin by backstabbing him in the face. Or well, rather not backstabbing him in the face. There's a little bit of chit-chat going on here. I'm going to see if I can grab some damage stat. Have the live logs,
the live logs are up. Homer was posting them.
Let's just get that up.
Yeah, that was...
You have a look. I don't have them in front of me. I want to see who's doing the most damage for Wu. Because I have a feeling it's obviously going to be Sid. But I want to see the damage from Primed and Fake. Because I think a Primed and Fake could just start suddenly hitting maybe 10, 20 more damage.
I can't see it now.
Did they already reset?
Yeah, because it's team swapped. I'll just double check.
Oh.
Hang on.
The issue.
Wrong div? Hang on.
Oh man.
Okay.
Apparently Epps just realized that he's had torrents on for the entirety of the first half. Didn't seem to affect him though, he did a decent job.
Okay,
just
so
started
first half, we had Epps top damaging, quite surprisingly, did 7.5k, and then you got Cindy and Paulson. So, Spaceman is not doing as much damage. He's actually third to bottom damaging behind.
Oh,
only ahead of 2 scouts. So Cindy really is dominating.
And speaking of dominating, Cindy has just come out of mid with absolute guns on, and there was an entry from the side, but Cindy's spam pipes catch him on the lower crate from the right side.
Huge rollout by Wu.
Gets nailed by spam. He just jumped onto the right lower crate. I think they were just planning to walk away from all that spam, from all the rolly spam. And the rolly just dropped straight onto Prime's head. Sorry, no, it wasn't Prime, it was Paulson's head. Not Paulson, what am I bloody saying? Epps' head. And smashed him. And took out 2, and of course the rest of the stickies. Great positioning from Sin. Means they're going to take it. They actually jump in range to force the Uber, because Q did keep it. And Prime actually goes down at the tail end. Q are going to try a re-entry. Oh, can they get it? Oh, that's just so ugly. I hate this point. I hate watching people try to push it without Uber. Because of course Cindy has just got stickies there. They're going to try and force something. And there we go, there's the pop
SV eventually pop.
They go straight in, but they don't find Q right away. And they don't find anyone right away. Oh dear, a bloodless Uber.
Woo.
Fantastic.
Not getting anything with this. Really good play by SV.
Colin got a touch impatient. Oh no!
Wow,
Buddha
and Epps, big play.
Double rockets finding Primed and Rain. Fake kills Wu on the wings.
Suddenly just Cindy and Fake up. Suddenly just Cindy and Fake. All of a sudden. They were 6 up, and then 4 of them died in 2 seconds. It's amazing how quick this SV team pounces on tiny advantages.
Yeah, that's kind of what I meant to say at halftime. They just have that. They got an aggressive, they got a predatorial mindset. It's probably been drilled into them by years of playing with Turbo. They say, okay, we're aggressive, we're going to do it. And, you know, it doesn't matter at what instance. And they're just continuing to catch Wu off guard, really. And I think it might be coming down to a matter of experience. Actually, as I speak, I'm seeing a little bit of a push out.
They want to push out. They've lost a scout, though.
Rain barely didn't die there. It was unfortunate. They might have traded quite evenly.
SV have 100% Uber. They really want to get in here, but they're scared of...
And there's
they might be able to get in.
Oh dear. Actually, Epps didn't manage to get Ubered in time. Took a lot of damage from the stickies from Spaceman. Spaceman does go down. Smoglet kills Cinderella Man. Buddha.
This is actually not good for SV because they traded demo for demo. And
Buddha did a ton of damage though. So it's going to at least ensure that they're going to keep a little bit.
Yeah,
they're going to keep second, and that's all that matters. That's what they want.
Yeah, but Wu have 100% Uber now. They're going to walk through top, and they're going to try and get kills.
Now
actually, SV
at least an attempt at a suicide. Are they going for last? No, I think this was just
a vague
Uber. Yeah.
Wow. I don't know why Colin used them. He was only lost a bit of health.
He saw a bit of a
SV
probably under pressure.
Here.
And now they're definitely going to come in because this is what they've been doing all game, going in without it. They've got 85%. In fact, they are about to have. And I don't think with the positioning right now.
That's 1 down. This is going to be a round for SV.
Absolutely.
Wow, this is actually really
There's not
demoralizing.
even any time to analyze how
this is demoralizing
how
for
badly or well a push is going for Wu, because as soon as the push is over, SV just boom, just straight in. Doesn't matter if they have Uber, they just gun straight in. I'm actually looking to see if Cinderella Man is going to take his 5th consecutive, I'd say his win. I think he's won all of these. I would happily say.
He's definitely beating him there, but I feel, and he's doing a lot of damage. And he's actually getting a lot of kills too. I can't really fault him. It's not their fault it's not his fault they're losing.
I think there's a little bit of an issue in the scouts. There's a little bit of a skirmish on the right side. Buddha goes down to a nicely placed rocket from Ray. But the aggression from Wu, they walk forward along the crate. Fake manages to kill Smoglet. Snowblind kills Pulse. It's still quite even. The damage is quite high on SV. Epps goes down. Spaceman was relatively low there. Q has to walk out. Snowblind 15 health. Can he get a saw in? Oh,
Q down.
Q picked up a health kit.
That's another
there.
mid for Wu. But they've yet to turn any of these mids. Maybe not with 100% Ubrad, but they should definitely win this. It's classic win mid, 100% ad, take last.
Yeah.
But they need to execute this last
twice. Twice already where they've had the 100 or the serious Uber advantage, pushed into last and then forced out.
Smog on NG.
Smoglet's being sneaky again.
They
Where's
really
he put
just
his
have to execute this because they've failed it a couple times. They got to get it right this one, or I don't know. It's crushing as a team
look
to
at this
constantly lose
position
it.
of the sentry from Smoglet. He's put it behind the door of Spawn. I was not even aware you could do that. But of course, as soon as the push out comes, it's just going to open the door. Hello. Oh, no, still nothing there.
Doesn't want to let him know too early.
And now here it is. Get in there, Sentry. Come on.
Oh, wow. Sentry.
No.
And he's just going to shut the door, repair it.
But Supervillains have lost two. Oh no, the sticky trap, Cinderella man.
I think they do have this one. Surely. Yep. Just queue up.
The most bloodiest fight of the match so far. It took the longest to cap too. The longest last. Finally, Wu take a round after taking, I think they've taken almost three mids.
I think they've taken 3 or 4 mids. So, just like a smile like you meme it called in STV chat, Wu do take the round.
Just there. Just there. I think it was a bare thing though. I think it's all in Cindy. If Cindy manages to get off a couple of kills, wow, look how early he is compared to Spaceman. He's out there a full sticky and a half before Spaceman's out there.
I actually think STV are okay with that though.
Coming out there, nice surf by Cindy, back on the balcony, is on 14 health, but doesn't go down. Buddha goes down. Rain trades for damage on Smog, doesn't quite get out. Q dies, Smoglet dies, Epps dies, Snowblind dies. That will be it. Wu takes the mid. All of a what is this? Wu have had a halftime hustle. Colin's gone on Coach Carter on them, and he's just like, okay, we're gonna get back into this. It's so close. We know we can do it.
Yeah, all of a sudden those scrappy fights that SV were really destroying him, now Wu are winning them, so...
Just that barely, I think Smoglet's gone into his util role again. Q on 20%. They're holding quite far forward. The Uber force relatively early. The Heavy doing a lot of floating away and not a lot of damage killed, but they do manage to get Buddha. Ooh, it's a questionable Uber. Spaceman's taking a rocket.
They have a lot of ground
kills
though.
Cindy. Smoglet kills Colin, and that's the important kill. But can they take it? They've got 3 players. Rain is on 4 health.
Maybe.
And now it's just Q. Oh dear.
Wow, that was so close to not working out for them.
It was. I mean, I think Paulson had about 100 health and 2 rockets. 2 rockets, both hitting for full damage on a couple of players. All of a sudden, flip that fight around. They had the Uber advantage. They had the ping. Sorry, not the ping advantage. They had the Uber advantage. They had the med advantage. They had everything, and then they just couldn't. The players were just a bit too low. DM is what it came down to in the end. And another seriously... Actually, I think that mid was about even. Another dominating performance by Cindy in mid. And the aggression was right out there. A rocket under the back of Colin's head. He's on 35 health. Primed is low. Paulson goes down. Oh, it's so
a dominating mid from Wu again.
But they're so low.
I don't know if they'll get this though. They are really low.
The ball was expecting Rain and he kills him. It's 3-on-3 still. Prime manages to kill Snowblind. Colin is so low. Oh, the arrow. Colin gets Smoglet with a lovely arrow. Worthy of Railgun Quake any day. Fantastic rail. It was just, I did not think Colin was going to live there through all that aggression.
Prime did so much work on that mid. I was watching his POV. That was some insane work. Constantly just working when he had the bit of space to do it. And
he took Colin to 35 health. In fact, that was so close to being a wipe. I mean, I think Prime was on 35 health, of course. Colin was on 35 health. Paulson traded with his life. And Rain got in late. He failed his bomb early, didn't quite do as much damage as he thought he could. Managed to get out, heal up, and come back in. And put a lot of damage down. I think he was the one who got killed in the end. Oh no! Buddha from the rear kills Rain and Fake as well. I didn't even see that happening.
Wow.
Primed.
Buddha doing really well there. That's... I mean,
Doing
I don't
seriously well.
Don't think Wu can't push with that, and now it's going to be difficult to hold because you got very little people up top, and SV just walk in.
And SV have taken a great position to get going with. Snowblind was actually tediously close to going, or perilously close to going down in the Uber because they knew they were close. They're going to at least force a 1-to-1 trade. A very traditional Uber from Colin, straight in through corner, but there's a heavy up top. Shotguns finally kill him. There's a back cap going on last, but it's gone. Rain was not a threat for Buddha.
He was a spy. He was
was
a
spy.
It was a spy
What?
back cap. We missed that.
I didn't even see it. I was busy focusing on the combo. Oh,
Looks
dear.
like Wu might be able to get this, so they have really good positioning and they got numbers.
Pryan takes Spaceman. Is it enough? Oh, the rocket. Buddha saved
wow.
rocket. Ep's on 1 health. Buddha on 53. Fake gets another kill. 2 kills, in fact. And the SV manages to get the kill on Pulsar.
SV scouts.
Come on.
Rain on spy.
You can do it. Okay, they're still stuck with a spy. Colin goes down at the end.
He's invis. I don't think he's going to get anything here.
And there's a pause. For those of you who are Div 2 players in one of the semi-finals, Get Some has taken Granary 5-3 over Sif Gaming. So very well done to them. In fact, we cast Get Some last round, and they did a sensational job of drawing. In fact, they had an insane comeback, and this is almost an insane comeback for Wu. They've taken 2 games consecutively in this half.
Yeah, 4-2. It's a good start for them. It's what they wanted, but this is still really difficult. I mean, SV are now... That's a good pick,
One mistake right now. That's a great pick. It's going to at least ensure that it's harder for SV to push out right now. They have the 100% Uber. Q is on 60 health. Doesn't pop. Doesn't
Rain
pressure
gets out of there somehow. Wow.
Oh, wow.
Oh, maybe
okay,
not, maybe
nope.
not.
The equalizer. Oh, sorry, the
That
escape
mini
plan
crit.
as it's
The
called.
mini crit.
Epps actually gets popped out of Garage, but the fallout was too
so
quick.
far back. So
Very
far
back. Maybe they thought they could catch Colin much farther close. Cinderella
They get
trades
Cindy,
for his
though.
life in Garage.
That's,
and I think it's a reasonable pick.
That's a demo is so huge.
Especially
even though
right
you have
now.
Uberad. Yeah, it doesn't matter they have Uberad. That's a huge pick. It's going to make pushing very difficult. Without that demo spam, I mean, you lose like 40 to 50% of your damage.
And look at this, they're already going. Paulson actually kills Buddha on the wings, so I don't know if they're going to take it, especially Snowblind's quite low. Yeah, they're just going to be backing off right now, which is going to have a bit of a chance. A bit of a chopping chance to move back in, and they do.
They want to use
Garage.
here.
They do want to get him. Oh, the jump was horrible.
They
was a
might get
terrible
Spaceman.
Yep. Okay,
Spaceman's
they do
all
actually.
they're going to get. That's a good enough pick. It's the same situation. Now,
But it's
how
just
can
flipped.
SD cope? Yeah, how can S cope without a demo push?
I think the solution might be just to hold close and wrap, but I don't know what they have planned.
Yeah.
I'm not getting a read
I don't
on
think
one
they
of the
want to
soldiers.
use. I don't think they want to use. I think they want to just sit back and wait for the respawn. But
He's an
Rain's
entry
coming
from
in.
left. Rain opens the fight, jumps straight on to Colin, but doesn't get
Doesn't
Q
get him.
doesn't get anything.
Doesn't get him.
A little bit of
Cindy
a
gets
nice
the sticky
jump.
trap pick.
Yeah, Cindy, that same sticky trap has got three consecutive kills. No one checks for him. No one in this game has been checking those corners, checking their stickies. Nice engagement by Wu.
Losing Snowblind pre-Uber, that's really bad.
Pop
And
is forced.
Spaceman.
And it's a terrible... Is this the game
That's
of
a-
terrible Ubers? I want to know.
That was a good use, and Epps did well to get in there, but wow, Rain, huge shot.
Yeah, but it's just the
they lost too
forcing.
many players. Yeah, they
The
lost too
timing
many
of
players first.
There was a nice little air shot on Epps in mid there. We'll see you later. But yeah, just the moments of which they Uber, I don't know if they think that the enemy team is closer, but the fallouts maybe. You could say the fallouts from both teams are even better than their ability to Uber charge in and out. And now there's the Uber. Colin has to use it quite early just to push in on fourth. They do manage to get Smorga, but I don't think it's enough. Ooh, now they get Buddha. That's going to be
Picking
enough.
some players off here for last.
take fourth,
They need to
and
go
now
straight in. They need to go
drastic
straight
measures.
in.
They have
Do
to
an
move
SV
now.
and do not wait.
They have to move in on the right side. Rain sails in from high over the pipe, finds a one rocket on Q. Doesn't get the second. Aggression finally kills Q. There's one player down, two. Cindy actually goes down.
The
Here
heavy
comes
up.
the Smorglet heavy. Is it enough? Snowblind dying in perhaps a bit of an aggressive manner. Oh wow, Buddha just sails right in, gets killed. And no, not even Smorglet
That's a
on the
great
heavy.
round. That's a
It's
really good round
fantastic
for them.
round. That was a long round too. I think it hasn't been running since the get-go, but it's been about 10 minutes of round. or 9 or 8 minutes around there.
Yeah.
If you consider the other rounds are about 2-3 minutes. Stomps in both directions.
Why that's really good is because Wu had to deal with the same situation SV did. Exactly the same Uber and player advantages, and they did it better. So I think that should give them some real confidence. Like, hey, we can beat these guys.
Look how early Cindy is. I just want to say this right now. 4 stickies, 5 stickies. They're not even going to contest this.
Not contest this.
This is such a disastrous... I mean, Spaceman has been struggling a little bit. It's not a big advantage that he's losing by not beating Cindy to mid, but Cindy to mid, always, 1.5 stickies, has balcony stickied up. And, you know, the scouts are guaranteed to take 50 damage on the come out, or that, you know, they're not going to get out at all. Or, you know, and the pipes actually won. The pipes actually won Wu this mid. And this is actually, I mean, there's a little bit of commentary from Source TV talking about, oh, you know, we thought we could thought Premier would be better than this, but, you know, to be fair, Cinderella Man is just doing a fantastic job.
He is the best demo in Prem, like,
absolutely.
In case you didn't know.
He's doing such a great job right now that, you know, I can't really fault Spaceman for taking the safe option and saying, you know what, we're going to keep our demo, we're going to ensure that we don't lose fourth because we know we've lost mid. We know that Spaceman, maybe he screwed up his rollout in a severe way and they just, it's right, just hold on.
SV don't have to win. They are already in front. They've said, we don't care, we'll slow down. But one of the things that's really important to note here, SV didn't actually mind Spaceman being slow, except for that round, because they say, we don't care who's slow, we just want to arrive as a team and do damage together. So while rollouts are a huge deal, I guess, in lower divisions, in this sort of division, in this tier, I think it's much less of a deal.
It'd be more if they just lost Spaceman and then had to get out, regardless of what they ended up keeping. If they lost Spaceman, then there was no way that they were going to be able to hold fourth. Not in that, not right now.
Yeah, because if you notice, SV didn't ever really roll out, the scouts didn't run straight into mid. They waited till Spaceman was there. So it's a lot less to do with how fast you are and a lot more to do with making sure you all arrive together. But we were broken out left. This is really big. They've got the space now.
Well, touch wood, it's not going to be a complete disaster for them. They brought the pocket over from Garage and finally backed up Rain, but he was looking a bit perilous there.
Yeah, they're going to force 25. SV back, I think.
Uh-oh, this is a bit of an awkward position. The combos are circling each other like vultures. They smell kills. Epps and Q get one. Snowblind for another. And
SV doing really well here.
Oh, man. Wu actually, they've traded positions completely. They've gone a complete circle, and now they're in relatively normal positions. No Uber yet. There it is. A serious Uber advantage to Q. About 30%. Colin has to beat it. He's going to go down.
He's down. That's a huge turnaround by Epps.
That was insane. That was insane Uber. I mean, one team chased the other team's combo up through left courtyard, through the connector just in front of Garage, out the right side, did a full loop and came back to where they started again before they actually started fighting each other. And I think of course they were chasing players, and they managed to find players. A lot of Wu went down on the left side there.
Basically
it was pretty disastrous for them. In fact, they managed to keep mid.
Yeah, Epps wrapping around with Q and getting like the 2 kills per Uber. Won them the fight, and SV just parked the bus again.
Yeah.
They have Uberad though. I think they will push. They're just waiting for it. But
I think Wu might have taken a bit too long to push out of left side. They came through Garage, and Rain engaged a corner quite a while before anyone was in there.
Not so much they took too long. I think it was more like they
little bit
lost
of footsies at right
players.
Side. They managed to get out. Okay, there's the Uber. I was about to say it's
Paulson trading for Buddha. Or killing Buddha, rather.
Colin gets out. 52%. I think they were willing to give that up.
50% advantage holding Granary seconds. Pretty typical situation. Both these teams are doing really well in backing out with their med. So that's why it's not so much poor Uber play. I really want to say that. I don't want to say that these teams aren't doing well with the Ubers. It's just the other team is handling how they're Ubering so much equally well, I guess. So it's really hard to take advantage of someone being out of place with your Uber if they're not out of position.
Colin actually has a serious advantage here, but is not moving. Okay, now he's moving it. It's as if it's the caster's curse. As soon as something happens, it's happening. As soon as you call someone out on something, it's going to happen. There was a nice little sticky trap there by Spaceman on the connector, and he just got spotted by a Smoglet. And then, actually there's some nice damage going down in Garage, and Q goes down. Oh no, a disaster occurs. Q goes down. I don't know if he popped there. I didn't actually see his percent, but I don't think it was a drop. I think he might have been awfully close to having it.
Yeah, I think he would have been 80 or 90.
There was just some seriously good aggression inside Garage. And Cindy actually leading the charge out now. Fake dies. Oh, sorry, no, Fake kills Smoglet.
Wu wrapping around left. This is exactly where they want to be, but this time, don't let X wrap around and pick your players. Yeah, this is what they wanted, but last time they just let a soldier come in behind.
And they're doing it again. They didn't have anyone on the right side, and
Waiting
Buddha
for that
comes
soldier.
in, hits Colin in the back of the head for 90 damage, and now the push is a little bit more scared.
I don't think they mind. I think that was the goal. They actually were trying to bait him there by sitting everyone together. Because they know, yeah, definitely. SV want to slow them down because all the momentum's with Wu at the moment. I mean, they win this round and then they're one away from taking the map.
A lovely sticky trap above it. Oh, they didn't force anything. Paulson lives with about 20 health. Forces the Uber. Q actually has it and manages to get out because the heavy is here.
The heavy's
nice
down.
Rocket and shotgun combo.
Wu's already in last.
Killing
this is
Smoglet. The damage on Colin is huge, but it's not enough. He's so low. Sorry, he's 6 health. Oh, he goes
wow.
down. To Prime, I lost myself for a little bit there. And the pistol
and
damage.
Wu got it. That's a really good push.
Colin was on 17 health. Look at all those player healths. Wu was on 20 health. I don't think there was a single player there that was below 30 health. And Q was on 6 health at the same time. And I was like, Colin, Q. I couldn't keep track. I thought if Q died, I wasn't sure they were going to get Colin and vice versa. That is just that is insanely close.
Huge round. This is
now it's 4-4. It's a golden cap. And Supervillain have come up to it. It's just, and it was 3-0. And I mentioned in the first half momentum, and Wu just took it and ran with it.
So aggressive
nice
this move by Wu. They're saying, we've beaten you at mids, we can take another, but SV...
But a bit disastrous. Rain and Colin and Paulson and Ryan go down. Oh no.
They kill the medic. This could be 100% Uber pushing last. Cindy's running as fast as he can. But
Epps just jumps straight onto the forward crate. Apologies, the forward right crate. Hits Cindy, bounces Cindy off the top before he can get any real damage done, and Spaceman with the follow-up. I think actually it's Epps absolutely leading these charges for Supervillains right now.
Prime
and
is
Prime
the
has
right
gone sniping. Fake is on heavy. They want to keep absolutely everything. This is do or die right now because it is 4-4, and to have come so far, to lose on a map that, it's a lose mid, lose last situation. That's so defeatist. The Uber is early. They want insurance. They're not relying on any snipers.
That's a big...
That's a huge thing. Epps goes down. A lovely shot.
But they're on the point.
Oh no! Wow.
That is an amazing map.
Unfortunate for Wu there. 5-4. Golden cap. Wu with the dream comeback. Going from 4-0 to 4-4.
Jeez.
Just so close.
No,
90 seconds, and now they have to wait. I can tell them they can move on now, but it was... Sorry, it's a 4-4?
No, it was 4-1. It was 4-1 and then 5-4 to...
Oh, it was 4... Okay, 4-1.
Yeah.
No problem. I'll just tell them they can move on now. That was seriously good stuff. And I think they're just going to change it at any point.
That's really... okay, so I said I thought it was crushing to lose your pushes like that? I think it's a lot more crushing to come back from, 3-zip down, get it back to 4-4 and then lose in the final round because you basically just get destroyed on mid. Wouldn't feel good. Would not feel good.
It was just such an amazingly close game. I mean, some of those last pushes, some of Wu's last pushes were some of them didn't work at all. Some of them had a very, very, some of them had a very, very loose feel to them, and some of them barely got out. Especially the last round that Wu won, the fourth win they had. There was not a single player alive on Wu who had more than 35 health. That was insane. And of course, Q had about 6 health as well. It's just it's so close. And you think if they'd been playing like, but okay, that's Wu's fault. Is their fault. They didn't come out like that fighting at the start. SV, they're experienced. They're saying, that's fine. We are used to being the aggressive man, and it took 3 rounds for Wu to come into their own and do something. So, deservedly, it's SV's game.
Yeah.
And it should have probably been by a more serious margin, given how they performed in the first half. But it was just not to be.
I'm not sure what happened. I think we're maybe discrediting both Wu and SV to a degree. Because I think Wu were actually very close to winning a couple rounds in the first half. Like, it wasn't like SV were wiping the floor with them. 3-zip. To me, it was very, very close. Just SV, like we said, got the better of a couple scrappy fights. Second half, it was just Wu getting the better of them.
The aggression that SV had in the first half was nowhere to be found in the second half.
Yeah. Call it luck, call it whatever you like, but It was
a
they kind of
strange
swapped
phenomenon.
roles.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? As if they almost kind of forgot that SV. Oh, we've actually been fighting you guys without Uber, without a player ad for 30 minutes now. We might as well, close on to 30 minutes, or 25 minutes. I guess we're just gonna fall back now and lose a whole bunch of points and players. But to be fair, Cinderella Man's mids. I think he's MVP for that map. I wouldn't question it. He won
did a
those
lot.
mids for
I'll
Wu.
double check the live logs to see what it was like.
I still think, Epps did a whole ton for Supervillains, including taking the aggressive. I mean, he was the reason they won the last mid as well as they did. That jump was almost, perfect, perfect jump. Great job by him.
Yeah,
but
Epps
I still
was again
think
top
Cindy
damage.
did more. Cindy did more for Wu. More
Wow.
for Wu.
So if you pull up live logs for this game, you see Epps is top damaged, and that's really impressive considering he's got less heals than the other team's pocket. But what's more shocking to me is Spaceman died 14 times for only 2 kills. So
oh my.
Epps is really doing a lot of the kills for their team. I guess in the past it's been Termo that's killed the players, but
have a look at the damage from the scouts. I mean, it's obviously quite even, but if you think of it in terms of a scout, Smoglet has the full 4 and a bit K. Fake has 3.
Yeah.
It's
really close though. It's really close. I mean, the damage isn't a big deal. It's more about when you do it, and I think that's why SV are winning. Because even though Spaceman, actually doing a lot less damage than Cindy at times, when it really came down to it, he did the damage, and so did Epps, and that's why they won rounds.
Just a reminder, thank you. Tonight, very special guest we have. Our cameraman is Dash. He is from the United States. I'm not sure if it's East Coast or West Coast, but I know it is incredibly early, so thank you very much. I was instructed by Ken. He actually beat me about the head. He's playing finals tonight. That's why he's not doing the cameraman
Good luck,
work.
Kenny.
Thank you. Well, good luck, Ken, and congratulations on getting into finals. I'll have to check up on him. He'll probably tell me at some point. That's just our stuff. That's our home stuff. But thank you very much, Dash. It is early in the morning for you, and we appreciate everything that you've done for us. Coming over to Australia, well, not really coming over to Australia, but broadcasting from America, as our internet is so bad, it's so terrible. And the last map, if you're just joining us, it was 5-4 in favor of Supervillains. Having a very strong start, 3-0 in the first half to Supervillains, with some seriously good aggression, but not able to capitalize on it, and Wu actually managed to take the fight back to Golden Cap. So actually we're seeing a replay of our cast a couple of days ago between I think it was Get Some, wasn't it? Get Some
and Hootenanny.
And Hootenanny, and they just 5-4 both maps. Okay, that's fine. I'm happy to turn every cast I touch into a 5-4 game. I'm more than happy with that. I don't care if I lose my voice at all. And I love Viaduct. Viaduct is my favorite action-packed snipers, utils, cheeky shit going on everywhere. It's just, I love it. I can't get enough of it. But I think it's a battle of if you want to think of it in terms of a battle of scouts, I think Supervillains have the advantage.
The sniper play is important, and the scout play is important. But one thing I'll say, this map is I think it's a lot more difficult than Granary to get away without having Uber when the other team Ubers into you. So
it's seriously close thing, even so.
Yeah. Last map we saw a lot of medics getting away versus the Uber charge, but I think that they might be able to win it. Sorry, not win it. I think we might see more medics dying this map, and not just drops.
I was actually having a hunt around for the damage on the scouts, and sorry, I was thinking about saying something before. I couldn't quite remember it. Had to delay it. Smoglet and Snowblind, while they're only about 400 damage over the other scouts, it's a lot. It's a ton, in fact. Smoglet doing 4,200 or 4,197, if you want to be precise. It's still 400 more than Prime, but almost 1,000 more than Fake. And while it might not matter in scheme of, it's a team fight, they're definitely going to be able to give a ton of damage. Hey, actually, Rain gave me a shout-out. Shout-out to Spike. Woo! I got a shout-out. All right, I'm good. I appeared in a Premier game, guys. I can quit the game.
My name has been said.
My name has been said. Thank you. Shout-out to Dash. Again, thank you for doing such great work for us. Just while I remember, I'm just going to thank him.
Tuning in.
I'm going to thank him. Thank you. Yeah, of course, thank you if you're tuning in. No matter where you're from, if you're from the EU, well, we thank you for getting up so early. If you're from the US, we thank you for getting up so late. If you're from Southeast Asia, as I know we have a couple of viewers from Southeast Asia, thank you for tuning in. Even if English isn't your first language, we appreciate that you tune in to our little broadcast. This is SV versus Wu. And it's just a little bit of a little bit of a moment here. Well, both teams are kind of getting ready. A little bit. I think it might have been an STV freeze. No. Yes. It's a pause. A pause in the far off realms of the future. That was Dash. For those of you who were not sure. I wasn't actually sure what happened for a sec. I thought, Jesus Christ, if I disconnected mid-cast, that would be amazing. That would just be fantastic because, like, I work with IINet, and I'm not going to talk shit about IINet. IINet are a great company. Sponsor me. And they just... their net service can be a little choppy sometimes, and they just need a moment to settle down every now and again. There we are. Shout out to WM, owner and the king of Oz Fortress.
Oh, Merck's the owner. Merck's the owner. Shout out to Merck for running the site for 12 years or something ridiculous.
Oh, they're not going yet. I was getting all excited. I was like, okay, they must be readied up now. But no. Shout out to Sydney. Wait, he's in the game. Cheers to Mad Jack for adminning. Thank you, Mad Jack. Actually, Mad Jack is an admin for Oz Fortress. Yes, he helped me a little bit tonight. Just tell me. I ask him all of my dumb questions and he just answers them like that. No problems. Such a nice guy. Not at all an angry person. AKA Jake in a box. Come on, ready.
I think we're about to start.